New Zealand Superbikes. This is going to be brilliant. There's still 8 of them out there, and we're about to go racing. Great start. Mitchell Rees. Good start as well from Scotty Moyer and Tony Rees. It's the Al Hoogie's got work to do as they go into turn number 1 with Tony around the outside. Tony Rees is going to lead around out of turn 1. We've got a bit of toing and froing going. Mitchell Rees is there in second. We've got third now for Al Hoogie. Scotty Moyer sitting there in fourth place. A good start from Zach Fuller and then Dave Sharp. So 6 of them get away nicely. Then go back to Craig Coolham and Graham the Mud Jarrett. That's our 8 runners, so fabulous. And Tony Rees, can we see the legend, the veteran, get away to a clean start here? He'll be loving this, and he's got Mitch Superson in there. Team Rees 1-2. They finished 1-2 here yesterday, but it was in the reverse order of this one. Mitch Rees, Al Hoogie, and then Scott Moyer. Now with a bit of work to do as Tone pulls about 4 or 5 bike lengths off them as they go into turn number 8 here. Look out for Zach Fuller and Dave Sharp. That is the battle for 3NZ with Zach 28 points back in that championship. So a chance here for Dave Sharp to lock away 3NZ if he can hang on to that position. And also we've got Dave, Zach and Tony. Tony the one, if he can win here, he's only 12 points back off Zach Fuller. So potential chance here for Tony Rees to get 4NZ, only doing 3 of the 6 rounds here in the championship. So this is going to be exciting. Tony Rees leads, Mitch Rees and Al Hoogie with Scott Moyer there. Your top 4 go into the flip-flop for the first of 8 times. And then look out Zach Fuller and Dave Sharp. There's going to be some great battles going on between those two. They had a good little show here yesterday in that 12-lapper, but let's look out for our front 4 as the man himself, Tony Rees, inductee of the MNZ Hall of Fame, and he's still out there leading New Zealand Superbike races. What a fabulous show here. We've got Mitch Rees looking to find a way through on Dad with Al right there as well. Bit of set up work done on that Promoto Diamond Design Yamaha in 4th place as well, so he's going to be better for it today. And great to have Scotty Moyer back in this podium hunt as we see the 4 of them out of turn 5 running into turn 6 and then breaking hard into that beautifully resurfaced turn number 7. Fabulous to see the 4 of them going through there, and then not too much far in the distance back off them. 5th and 6th place, and then Craig Coolham, shout out to Craig, and also shout out to Mud, Graham Jarrett. Shout out big time to these 2 boys, because without them this Superbike Championship just cannot happen. We need all the numbers we can get, and they are doing a fabulous job. So talking about yesterday, just chipping away at those personal goals and getting quicker and quicker every time. Has done a wonderful 6-round campaign, even went to the Burt Munro Challenge. So I can't speak highly enough of Graham the Mud Jarrett. What an awesome performance he's had this summer, and just loving being a part of that Team Rees racing package. Right now, Team Rees Honda, a 1-2 on the cards as Tony leads Mitch into the flip-flop. Al there in 3rd with Scotty in 4th. Let's throw a small blanket over the whole 4-way. As this is just a small 8-lapper, so can Tony hang on? This is fabulous. And Mitch, is he going to have a little look up the inside of Dad into turn 1? He's breaking hard. And I think with Dad seeing Mitch up the inside, he's gone in a little bit deep. Tony's going to try and argue back, but he's not going to be quite close enough. And now Mitch Rees inherits the lead here. Tony in 2nd place, Al in 3rd. We've got Scott in 4th, still unchanged in 5th and 6th with Zach and Dave. They be cool, and we talked about that one there. So it's 5th and 6th on track. That is the battle for 3rd and 4th in this championship. We've also got Tony, who's in 5th in the championship, but only 12 points back off Zach. So this could be some kind of interesting in our overall points makeup. If Tony can hang on to these Team Rees 1-2s, this is going to go a long way towards him potentially 4NZ. We've got plenty to talk about. 2 races on the cards. We've got a big 14-lap feature race for our New Zealand Superbike Championship later on in the program, and it's all starting to get quite exciting as we are on the final day of the final round, round 6 here at the Taupo International Motorsport Park as part of our Aon and Pirelli New Zealand Superbike Championships. What an amazing 6-round season we've had, and some classes are still going to come down to the absolute wire. F1 and F2 sidecars are still only a handful of points separating those championships. We've got the 600s now tied on points with Jake Lewis and Corn Buchanan, and that will be some kind of race later on after the lunch break. The 14-lap thriller on the cards. Rogan Chandler, he's only, I think, about 7 points back from those 2, so mathematically still well within a chance for that 600 Supersport glory. As Mitch Rees goes quickest there, a 1:27.2, so that is pretty quick around here. Mitchell, he's already locked away the championship with a complete round in hand, but talking to him, just wants to go out there and have some fun on his beautiful Team Rees Honda Fireblade. And what he's doing right now is just absolutely incredible. So a big 127.299. So trying to find our lap records here. I think that might be pretty close to it. As Scotty Moir, a 127.35. So that is a new lap record. So we've got a new lap record in Superbikes, and Mitchell Rees has got in front and now is flying. So lap record in the Superbikes. We've had 129. We're a few tenths off in the 600s, and absolutely fabulous. So that a Superbike lap record goes back to 2019, and it's just been broken here by the fabulous Mitch Rees. Unbelievable. We've got a quick lap time there for Al as well. He's now into the 128s as well as Scotty. So they are now starting to get really excited as Al now up into second place. Scotty looking to follow suit, but it's Tony, the veteran, still hanging on to a fabulous second place as they go into the flip-flop. Al had the move, but Tony's got it back. So this is brilliant. We love our Superbikes, and we're going to cross the line at halfway stage now. We've had 4 laps done, and we've got 4 more to go. Mitch Rees with a new lap record in Superbikes. He is flying. He's at a 2.8 second lead and looking to try and make a real statement. Won the championship with a round to spare, but it has not really been a reflection of how good this championship has been.
How do you get lap records broken here, Brad, today? What is it today? You know, we've it's towards the end of the championship. He's already won the title. He doesn't have to lay the bike on the line, doesn't have to lay the body on the line, but there's the man, a racer at heart. He can't not be a good racer. And there he is. He broke out to a clear gap in it, and the Taupo circuit, beautiful temperature, beautiful conditions. We can see the overseal. It's been done there on turn 7. That's great to see, because that was part of the delamination that we had back earlier this year. So maybe it's been helped by that fresh bit of seal. You know, the minute little differences that make something. But here he is, smashing a lap record here today. That is awesome, Mitch Rees. You are a hero. And we look forward to the celebration at the end of the day, folks, because as much as they were excited to do it at a whole round to spare, that is 3 races, or 75 points. So he had a 84-point buffer, I think it was. That is mega to have achieved that in what was effectively only 4 rounds. But as Brad's highlighting, folks, you've got to really have thought and look back at the racing to know how close it was. He's just been able to pull out the stops when it's counted. Some of those races he has won have been by less than 1 second. That's how tight it's been out there, particularly with Al Hugi. But Super Dad Tony is out there at the moment, the ultimate father and son combo. I want to do a shout out as well to Team Temple, who did it last weekend. That's son Luke and father Mark. They were in Superbikes as well last weekend. So when we've made all this talk about the only team to do it is Team Rees, a shout out to Team Temple, who did it last week. They are 2 fantastic guys, and thank them very much for hosting us when we arrived in Wanaka on our way to the Burt Munro. And those boys were doing a motorcycle roadie to be part of the Burt Munro Challenge as well. A father and son that toured the country, as well as going racing on a racetrack as well. I take my hat off to Team Rees and then as well to Team Temple last weekend. But Mitch, that is incredible. A lap record, unbelievable. And what are the others doing in it, Brad? Because they're fighting. There's second, there's a gap, there's a 4-5 that are going on out there at the moment. So great to witness. But man, Mitch Rees, you are awesome.
Yeah, this is something special. With 3 laps to go now, Mitch Rees leads well and truly in command. He's got a 4.2 second lead back to Dad Tony, who's hanging on to that second. He's only got 3 tenths between him and Al Hugi. Al would love to finish this championship on a high note. He's had ups and downs all through it. He's had some wonderful performances and some bad luck, but what he'd love to do is put it all behind him and really finish this championship on a high, because he has just been a superstar here. And there we got Tony. If he can get some more podium visits and capitalise on those championship points, and potential to go 4 NZ, we think, just crunching the numbers here, with Zach Fuller down into 5th place. So absolutely brilliant.
There's a telltale sign in there, Brad, and it's a bit sad actually, and you don't have to be a fan, you don't have to say you love it or you like it. One Suzuki in there. We know what's happening on a global scene with them. We just hope that there's a pathway and there's a progress. It's been a fabulous brand over many years. I've had them, I've been on the roads with them and on the trails with them and on the racetracks with them, and I've loved them to bits. And to see that there's only one there at the moment is certainly something to reflect on, of their domination that they've been in modern time in New Zealand Superbike road racing. No bike has dominated like they have, but the tides are turning. There's a change in the air, and with only one, Craig Goulam out there at the moment, and he's back in 7th place. So, and he's on the Pro Life medals. About people rest a race and just missed the other sponsor, didn't matter, for the race team. So one Suzuki on a racetrack in New Zealand Superbikes. Man, oh man, we've had it before. We've had podiums 1, 2 and 3. There's been times gone and Suzuki have not lost a placing in a championship to be 1, 2 and 3. How the tides are turning.
Oh yeah, let's excited about Mitchell Rees. There's only a lap and a half to go, and I'll tell you what, if someone had told me this morning Mitchell Rees is going to come in here and break the Superbike lap record, I wouldn't have believed you.
No.
I would have told you to stop being silly, but what a legend.
Yeah, he didn't have to. There's no need to. There's no pressure to. But why is he doing it? Because the guy's passionate, he loves it, and he's damn good at it. Let's take nothing away from it. So bring home the goodies, Mr. Mitch Rees.
Yeah, just want to give a big shout out as well. Welcome on board to Liam Costello from Skydiving Australia. He's at Great Ocean Road in Melbourne, so thanks to Liam for tuning in. A legendary clerk of the course here, and his dad Chris doing the job here for the Auckland Motorcycle Club this weekend. So shout out to Liam. Great to have you on board, and can't wait for you to come back and officiate more quality road racing events. As Mitch Rees, white flag time, 1 lap to go, still in those beautiful lap times. Tony's hanging on as well to second place. We've got Al, he's only 0.4 of a second back in third place. It's exciting for Scotty Moir. Just 2 seconds off that podium fight. Can he find something special on this last lap potentially? And then go back. This one has raged on the entire line. Zach Fuller and Dave Sharp, an absolutely ding-dong battle going on as Zach Fuller defends the line frantically into turn number 1. Dave now with having to sort of run on a little bit. He's lost a little bit of that momentum, but can he charge back in there and find a way ahead of that M1 BMW? What a fantastic fight they've had. There's been 8 laps of absolute fury from those two. And Dave Sharp hanging on if he can keep chipping away at those championship points. He is looking at 3 NZ, and what a wonderful campaign he's had on board his KMD Kawasaki. So looking out for these championship points. There's still plenty to talk about, although Mitch Rees, he's locked away the title with a round to spare. He turned up and won a race here yesterday. He's broken the lap record, and he's well on his way to winning this one, but half a lap away from a Team Rees Honda potential 1-2. That will be something special for the team down there. And big welcome to everyone who's done the ride with Rees day today. They all met at the shop here this morning. They're going to have a ride here and up in the lounge. So let's get excited and celebrate this one here. The number 1 breaks into the flip-flop, turns 12, 13 and 14 here. What a fabulous part of Taupō International Motorsport Park, and this one's going to be exciting. Get on your feet, ladies and gentlemen. The New Zealand Superbike champion wins in style on the back wheel when he crosses the line, and a lap record to boot. So what a display we've seen as Tony hangs on for second as well. Brilliant for Team Rees 1-2. Alistair Hugenboosom's going to come home on his L-Therm Window Systems JCA Yamaha. He's going to be in third place, and Scotty Moir on that brilliant Promoto Diamond Design Yamaha. That is a 4th place for him. We're going to go to 5th place there for Zach Fuller. He's going to hang on to that one by 0.3 of a second over Dave Sharp on the KMD Racing Kawasaki. That is brilliant, and just a fabulous scene, and a Pirelli lockout of the podium. We'll talk about that as well. They did that in the 600s as well. So power, nothing without control here as part of our Aon and Pirelli New Zealand Superbike Championships. That's a fabulous result for Team Rees Honda. And we're going to cross down to Neil, who will have all the scenes very shortly. Tony and Mitch, Team Rees 1-2. Alistair Hugenbosom there coming home in third. So that will round out our podium. So that's pretty cool and exciting. Coming up next on the program, we've got our sidecars. What a fabulous occasion they are about to encounter. We've got tied on points for F2s. There's only 15 points in the F1 Championship, so look out for that. Later on this afternoon, they're going to have the New Zealand Sidecar Grand Prix for Formula 1 and Formula 2. And that is going to be a spectacular 10-lap race on the cards there. So look out for it. We're going to cross to Neil, who's got the elation and the joy down in Park Ferme, and catch up with our podium.
There are no 2 events the same, no matter which way you look at it, whether it be from an organisation, whether it be from a classes point of view, whether it be from the order of racing point of view. And one of the things about our order of racing, the number of events we go to, and the superbikes have been sometimes the first class out. People say, oh, but they're all over by 1 o'clock. people say, oh, but you didn't have it at the peak of the day. But on the other hand, they had the best track conditions of the day before the track goes off, or it gets more oil on it, or the day gets too hot. So there's a whole lot of reasons as to why we do it. But I enjoy this format whereby we catch the superbikes in the middle of our racing lineup, and we'll catch them a little later on this afternoon as well for a hot run. So fabulous, and looking forward to that. Go to the sidecars, looking forward to having them out here on our line at the moment. What a podium. Just how good to see as we come over here at the moment. And oh, Danielle's been promoted in the crew. How's that? She had to do the water bottle. That's very nice, very nice. Here we go with Al at the moment, and just going to get his gear off here at the moment. Nice to see that sticker on his bike, and I'll tell you about that one afterwards, because the Clay Classic comes up again. Well done, Scotty, and your crew, New Zealand Flat Track. The Clay Classic coming up again, first Saturday in November. I think it's about the 4th from memory. Let's go back to talk about that one afterwards. But first of all, Al, third place. We know of all the hiccups, and I'll call them politely hiccups you've had along the way. Hey, you've got to be happy to be finishing because you're still on a bike.
Yeah, we've been riding well. We haven't been throwing it away. We've been doing all we can. That race, I just had nothing. We were going backwards out of the corners, and Tony and Mitch have just the bikes are on rails. So credit to them and to the Honda team. We've got a bit more work to do. I was feeling really comfortable in that race, but we were, just like I said, I'd just get on the throttle and it wasn't going anywhere, and the red bikes were just disappearing. So still finishing on the podium. I know we've got more in the bike. There's definitely more in the bike, and there's definitely a wee bit more in me. So the last race of the season, and we'll just put it all on the line, I think. So.
Beautiful words. I'm loving that. Hey, nice for that sticker, mate. How's that?
Yeah, Sam, always looked up to Sam as a whippersnapper going up through the ranks, and feel like I'm in his seat now. So the Clay Classic's an amazing event. If you guys can come down to it, I think they just announced the dates in November, but Scotty Moyer, myself, a lot of the road racers, Toby Summers, good motocross rider and road racer, we're all there, and it's a good fundraiser for sort of mental health, and it's sort of not touched on too much in our sport, but we really need to get on top of it, especially with some of the big crashes and we're having on the bigger bikes and the smaller bikes. So it's a great event. Look it up, and we'll try to do better in the next one for you, Sam.
Oh, beautiful words, mate, beautiful words of the day. Congratulations. Loving all that at the moment. Here's Tony, tongue hanging out, just talking to Mitch there at the moment, and feeling it, mate. When you wake up this morning, why do you still want to get second place, Tony?
Shit, if it wasn't Mitch, I would, be a bit more frustrated. But hey, it's as best as I can do at the moment. I've got to be happy with that, I really haven't put a huge effort into being fit for this or anything. Just done a little bit of riding lately, which has helped, but hey, I still like riding a motorbike, so it's cool.
Cool. Right, hey, come tomorrow, the two of you will head off and go back to Tony Rees Motorcycles and put on a whole different day. What inspires you to run a successful business and an even better race team?
The reason we're in this trade is because we love motorbikes, and
exactly.
So we love to sell motorbikes to people and see that they get to enjoy it as well as much as I do, actually, because that's why we do it. It's fun. Motorbikes are fun, there's no other reason, is there?
Hey, no, not at all. Thank you, Tony. Well done. All right, Mighty Mitchie's over here. Excuse me, Mitch, our words are, what inspired you to do a lap record? Excuse me, you've already got a title in the hand. It's only another Taupo day. There wasn't anybody except your dad behind you. It's not as if he's going to push you off the racetrack. So congratulations, a lap record. Awesome, mate.
Yeah, I think it's my first one other than Wanganui, so
okay.
Yeah, I'll claim that,
Yeah, that's special.
It might get broken this afternoon, you don't know, but it's pretty cool. Like, it's fastest I've been around Taupo, obviously, and fastest I've been on this bike around here. So finally, today's the day. I'm faster than the old bike, so there must be something going right.
All right, indeed. Sidecars just starting. Let's come back to these boys afterwards. Well done.
All right, straight into this one here. Great start from both of our